No, first and foremost, I'd like to thank you for coming on the show. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. It's
Yeah,
nice to see you and meet you first and then see you and talk to
of
you.
course, of course. I didn't, of course, I didn't realize that you were from Ukraine originally. I guess I missed it looking through your page and everything, and then I saw it. I was super excited that, that we're from the same place. So that was very exciting to know.
It's always a pleasure to meet your native. I would say it's like a big family members. I
Yeah,
would say like that because up to me, every Ukrainian person is close to me, and it's kind of like a family. It feels like a family member to me.
sure, sure. No, I completely understand that. So mainly this podcast is about fitness and training. So you're obviously, very much into competing and training. Where do you train out of now? I know you're originally from Ukraine, but where do you train now?
I live in Chicago, in Illinois.
Hmm.
I train from here, and I do have my favorite gym in here. It's a new gym because it's been here for a little bit more than a year,
Hmm.
but it became so popular because of the unique machines and unique equipment that they have. It's called American Gym.
Hmm.
If you will have time, you can search. You can do your own research, but it's amazing because of the machines they have. It's like a different level of the workouts and just the feeling. I would say like
Hmm.
that.
So is it, a lot of people now, there's big debates on whether, machines are better, or free weights are better. What do you think? You brought up the subject of these unique machines. Do you feel like machines work, are better to develop a physique, or is it better to still continue using free weights?
Honestly, it's good to combine to me because of sometimes you can find a machine that is hitting so deep to the muscle, to the group of muscle that you need to work on. And sometimes you can combine them to get better results. I would say like that, and everything depends on the techniques too, because of
Hmm.
some machines will work for you, and some machines will not work for you. Right? Everything depends on your physique, on your goal, and your weight, your height. So
Is it is it
everything
more
based.
is it more about feeling? Do you feel the machines differently? Like, how would you suggest someone determine whether a machine is good for them?
Yes. First of all, you need to feel the muscle that you're engaging and what you're working at because of as my coach told me uh, one nice thing, right? He told me one phrase that uh, you need to start with the muscle that you want to work with, right? Like during the process of the workout. And if you feel like you engage in the muscles during the workout that are not supposed to be growing or like they're not your goal, then you need to stop. And that's why to me it's important to combine or to do whatever is working for you. But yes,
Hmm.
if you do like so the free weights are perfect and amazing, but sometimes machines are amazing too, or opposite. Just
Yeah.
depends on the goal and what you do and what kind of workout you do.
Yeah. Sometimes, so what happened with me is during the pandemic, I built a gym in my garage, but because the space is limited, I couldn't use, machines. I couldn't put in, machines in there. So I did everything free weights. But now as time goes on and, everything is back to normal, I'm starting to think again, oh man, I need to get a gym membership, because I miss using the machines as well.
And the
So
feeling, right? The feeling of machine. It's good to feel
right.
it.
It's also like isolate, like I feel like I can isolate certain body parts. It's uh, anytime you use free weights, it ends up being like a more of a full body movement. Even if you're doing curls, right? Like you do curls, you're kind of using, at
Yeah, like
least,
engaging,
yeah,
like yes.
at least to a degree, your whole body, right? But with machines, I can literally sit there or get into it and then just strictly isolate, the bicep or whatever muscle I'm working on. And I really miss that. So yeah, I completely understand where you're coming from.
It's just a different, it's just like I feel myself when I go to the gym, when I see the machines. I can explain you like shortly
Mm-hmm.
what my
Go ahead.
favorite part of those machines is that so some of the machines are built in unique ways. So the owner, Brian, right? He modified some of the machines built in unique way when
Mm-hmm.
you can isolate like certain parts of the body muscles. But some of the machines they are from the times of Arnold, for example.
Oh wow. Okay.
But so they're like from like 80s, from
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
70s, and he changed the leather. He upgraded them. He
Mm-hmm.
changed like some of the old machines they were not able to move up and down based like
Mm-hmm.
to he modified them for your height, for your weight. Like it's a different feeling, right? So when you use a machine from the 70s, from 80s, and when it's in the perfect condition, or some of the machines they are from Italy, like
Mm-hmm.
one machine from Italy, or like one machine like or like one machine or two machines, they're unique, they're only one or two in the country.
Mm-hmm.
So this is
It's
so different gene, and that's why it's like it's like I can compare my feelings like a baby on a playground when I go to the gym.
it's interesting. It sounds like you have an international like machines, gym of
Yes,
international machines.
yes,
Uh,
that's what happens in there.
so you said how long has it been open, this gym?
A little bit more than a year, but a lot of the Olympians, a lot of the people who train professionally, coaches, they go there.
Yeah,
So it's kind of a community already.
sure, sure. Well, Chicago is, it's the Chicago Pro is a huge show, so
Yes.
a lot of competitors there. So I was gonna ask, how did you get into like working out and training? Was that something that you did when you were in Ukraine, or is that something that you picked up when you came to the States?
It's something that happened in my life just a year and a half ago.
Oh, okay, okay.
And I never went to the gym in my life since, I mean, since I was born. I never went to the gym, okay, until September 2021.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
in September 2021, I went to try yoga. And then I tried I tried yoga. And I was like, okay, that's cool. But I was too skinny. I'm naturally so skinny, and I'm so hard to gain muscle mass. Um, so I went there, and you know how the girls are usually thinking about weight, right? Weight,
Hmm.
they all think they're gonna bulk up, like they're gonna become manly, look
Hmm.
manly, and all that stuff. So I was the same, right? I was thinking, I don't want to do it. I want to get big butt. I don't need anything else. I just want a big butt, and I'm good. I'm gonna be like Kim Kardashian, and I'm good. Like, like, but I want muscle. I don't want to have fat in my butt.
Hmm.
So that was my goal. And I was like, okay, yoga will not do anything for me. It's nice, but it's not gonna help me to grow my glutes.
Hmm.
The next, I went to Pilates, and I was like, I saw the Pilates trainer, and I was like, okay, can you please make sure I'm not gonna grow? And she's like, look at me, and she's lifted her shirt, that is like I don't want to be mean, but it's a lot of the fat like on the
Hmm.
belly, like you know. And I was like,
Hmm.
I think Pilates is not for me now. So from that day, I never went to Pilates after that. And I was like, okay, let me try lifting just to
Hmm.
try. And
Hmm.
I fell in love. That's how it happened to me. I just fell in love, and I was like, I did not know that. It's just it's been like my second nature. I would say like
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
since then.
It's interesting that it's still I think it's less now that that women think that, oh, they're gonna look like men or they're gonna get too muscular. But I think it's still out there. A lot of like women feel that if they start lifting weights, that they're gonna, somehow like morph into or change into this, manly physique. And and it's like until they actually try it and do it, it's sometimes they don't understand. It's something that I run into all the time with women. It's like they're like, oh, I don't want to look like a man. It's like, you're not gonna look like a man. You're just not. It's not gonna happen. It's like everyone should strive to be
Yes,
better, stronger,
yes, and it's
so
helping you. It's
right.
helping you in your real life. I'm the only one who is lifting all of those heavy bags with groceries and moving the furniture in the house. So it's beneficial.
Yeah, yeah, it's absolutely,
It's
and
healthy.
yeah, yeah. And it's healthy, and it's, you look at, sometimes you just look at results too, like, yeah, like you mentioned, you said that you saw a lot of body fat or belly fat, and sometimes like people will, they will do certain things, that will work out in certain ways, and it doesn't like benefit them, or they don't work out at all, and they're like, well, I'm not gonna lift weights, I'm just gonna go walking or whatever. And while walking is great, and cardio is fantastic, it's like there's something about lifting weights and training your muscles that like changes your physique into a better physique. And like you can see it, like I can tell, I can look at someone and say, like, they need to like lift weights. That's their only problem. It's like if
Yes,
they lifted
yes, yes.
weights, they would get toned, they would get the muscle, they'll get the physique that they're looking for, and it's just one of those things, right?
Exactly. Like you need to take so much year to become an and that's your choice. You
Yeah,
cannot just you cannot just go to the gym and
right.
lift weights. Like no matter how strong you are,
Yeah,
you cannot just lift weights and become so huge without taking any extra gear, like
sure,
for the
sure.
different like kinds of the competition and the
Yeah,
goals. Like everything depends on the goal. But if you're all natural and you do it correctly, then nothing is gonna happen to you. You're
yeah.
gonna look beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, there was a girl at our gym. I remember me and my wife were so impressed with her, and she was lifting, pretty heavy weight and she was only like, I mean, I have to guess, but I imagine she was like 110 pounds, 115 pounds. And I mean,
So cute.
yeah, and she worked very hard, and she looked great. And it's like, if someone were to look at, if she believed what people say, like, oh, women shouldn't lift weights, or you shouldn't, who knows where she'd be. She probably not have great health, probably not look great, but she decided that, I'm going to train hard, and she changed her physique completely. And yeah, and to your point about like the um performance enhancing drugs and stuff, it's like
Yes,
that's what you're dealing with, like when you're looking at women that lose their femininity. You're dealing with women that take
yes,
excessive amounts of drugs. So sometimes regular people, they confuse those things, they don't
yes. They don't
understand.
know. They don't know. They don't know. And
Yeah.
that's what happened to me with that girl. That girl, it was me in the past. That's who you're talking about, 110 pounds.
Yeah.
That was me. That was me. That was me. So skinny, and I didn't have any energy before the gym, right? And was
Uh-huh.
like no energy. It was fat instead of the muscles. Even though I was skinny.
Mm-hmm.
So even though I was skinny, I had like some part of the cellulitis, and it was just weird feeling like of being in a like great I would say my body was good for modeling probably because
Mm-hmm.
of I used
Mm-hmm.
to model in the past and it was great. I was so skinny but it was great, but I felt myself unhealthy and
Mm-hmm.
that's not cool, and I didn't feel myself like confident right now, like I feel myself right now, and that's exactly I am exactly that girl.
Yeah, yeah. And that's the thing, right? It's also confidence. Besides changing your physique, besides changing like what you're looking at, you're also like, it helps you in your mind. It helps your confidence.
Yes.
And that's so important. It's like it's just you live your life differently when you're confident, as opposed to not being confident. It's like the way you go through the day is different.
Everything's different. It's like I would say that competitions, right? Because it's a hardcore preps. that you're going through, and the gym too. They change the person completely. Like entire person is dying, like, and the new person is born. That's like butterfly mode. It's like
Mm-hmm.
like you're going through cocoon mode, like
Mm-hmm.
from the
Mm-hmm.
caterpillar. Like it's just completely different person, different mindset, different. Also, even mentality changes. Like everything
Mm-hmm.
changes about you.
Yeah.
Um, like kindness, understanding,
Yeah.
appreciation. Like it's your priorities change
Mm-hmm.
in your
Mm-hmm.
life, right?
For sure. For
Um,
sure.
because of you become selfish, but not in a bad way.
Mm-hmm.
You just
Yeah.
learn how to love yourself, and that's different.
Yeah, it is funny how people will say like bodybuilding is like a selfish sport, and you could use that word, but selfish always sounds bad, right? Like it's always like
Yes,
bad, but I think it's just something indicative or something that happens when you're dealing with an individual sport. I mean that this is, like bodybuilding, tennis, any kind of individual sport, it's gonna you're focusing on yourself, in
yes.
trying to, but it's in a good way, like you're bettering yourself, so that's part of the reason that I like bodybuilding so much and other individual sports is because there's nobody to pass the ball to, it's on you. So it's like if you
It's all
fail,
you.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, it's all
Yeah.
on
If
you.
you fail, yeah. If you fail, you'll learn how to get up
Hmm.
and move on, or you're
Yeah.
gonna stay in that hole for a long time until another bodybuilder will come to you and will talk to you.
Is that are you speaking
It's a
from
community.
experience?
Yeah, I would say like yes, because of I'm speaking from experience based on my competitions, right?
Hmm.
Because we are going through the diet and we our bodies change too drastically, like from being extremely lean and skinny, and when you can see all the muscle definition and you love this shape, but at the same time, it's not healthy, right, to be in that shape for a long time. And then after your show, you go eat and you gain back your fat, you gain back your water. So you look different. It
Hmm.
doesn't mean that you look ugly, but your brain cannot like I'm talking about first competition from my first two
Hmm.
competitions, right? So based on my first experience from my first competitions, right?
Hmm.
Um, my body looked like skinny, like lean, dry, like a um, beef jerky. And then you start rebounding, right? Process after the competition. So you have your diet, but because of you don't have real experience from the shows, you start eating,
Hmm.
and your metabolism is working differently from before. Like if you want to compare it from the before the show, right? Your body
Hmm.
and your metabolism. So I would say like yes, I felt myself fat. I felt myself like bloated and fat, and I was going through the tough times when my friends who are professional bodybuilders, they had to talk to me, and my friends' coaches as well. Besides of my coach, my friends' coaches, they had to talk to me because of they saw me like going to another gym and trying to hide myself under the leggings, like even though I didn't look fat, but to myself I could not accept myself, right? Like with
Hmm.
like while I was looking at myself in the mirror, I was like, no, this is not you, Anna. And you mentally it's hard to accept that fact that you're looking different. Like that's I'm talking about my experience from the first show.
Hmm.
Right now I love my body after the show more than before the show. Now I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the process. I'm
Yeah.
enjoying the way I look like. But yes, that was my personal experience.
Mm. Yeah, it's different, right? Because when you're on stage, I mean, you're the most, shredded, the most lean, the most muscular, um, at that moment in time, at that specific moment in time. And then and then after that you start like changing back, so you can be easy to think, oh, I'm getting worse, or I don't look as good. And it's like mentally it can be hard to deal with. I mean, I believe you have to kind of be mentally strong to go through those changes, you know. That's why I think bodybuilders are a lot of times mentally strong, because they can go from, you know, having their body look like this, and then eventually accept their body looking different, you know, in the off season, as opposed to you know, prep. And you know, so it can be hard. But now, I mean, obviously that was your first show, but then you're kind of in, you know, in the sport now, in the groove. You're used to that at this point.
Yeah, I did 5 shows
Mm-hmm.
for this year. Since August
Mm-hmm.
2022, I did 5 shows, and I'm already
Did you
I feel
did you know immediate, like you said, you've only been training for what, like a year and a half or something like that? Did you know immediately that you were going to start competing as soon as you started, you know, lifting, or did that come later?
now the whole story is so funny to me because of um, I'm so stubborn person. So I know that if I want something, I get it, no matter what. So
Mm-hmm.
I will do it. I will work hard. I'm a hardworking woman, so I love to work hard. And I know that if I want something, I will do anything that is like nothing, like not a crime. I'm not gonna do anything bad, but I will work hard to get it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happened with bodybuilding too with me. That's how it became a part of my life. I came to the gym and I started lifting and I fell in love with it. And I understood that I want to build my upper body that is supposed to be proportional to your lower body. So,
Mm-hmm.
like a couple months later, after I started lifting, I was thinking about, just like some ideas of how I want my body to look like. And I started Googling girls and I saw bikini and I was like, oh my God, this looks so feminine and it looks so beautiful to me.
Mm-hmm.
It like, and I saw that my body types perfectly fit for this category. So I was like, okay, so
Mm-hmm.
maybe it's time to look. And I did research. I saw the girls from bikini from Instagram. I was like, okay, this is interesting. So I started searching for the coaches, right? And my first goal was like, okay, I don't want to find the coach who is gonna stuff myself with a lot of the drugs
Mm-hmm.
for bikini.
Mm-hmm.
Don't like I. Everybody has choice, right? But I just like everybody can take whatever they want to. But I was against of the bad results, and I
Mm-hmm.
was against of the I didn't want to die earlier.
That's a good that's a good reason.
I didn't want to die from drugs. That's what I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to. Like I didn't want coaches to take my win and just to promote themselves based
Mm-hmm.
on my case, but I didn't want to end up in the hospital. That's what I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I was looking around in Chicago, could not find anybody who I would like, just like spark, like feel it right away.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I found one coach who is NPC judge, and she
Mm-hmm.
started training me for competition. Then again, that I told you about the war. So the war started in Ukraine. I stopped prepping, and then I found another coach. But when I found her, she told me that I'm a perfect fit for competitions.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I started like being serious about it. I started my prep on Maldives. Like I don't know if I really really wanted to compete at that time, but I think so. I think I wanted because while I was in Maldives, imagine like people just relax and eat whatever they want to eat. Like on Maldives, you just sleep and like spend your time in the ocean. What I was doing in Maldives, I was going to the gym at 4 a.m. I was like, I'm not a normal person for that. I'm like, I have a goal and I need to go to the gym. So at 4 a.m., I was waking up at the middle of all the, like, I actually had a bungalow. So I slept on the water. Like, it's a beautiful sunrise. I'm going like through the sharks, like Portia's sharks, like to the beach, then to the gym in the middle of the, like in the middle of the island, like to meet the, um, sunrise, to
Mm-hmm.
see the sunrise while I'm working out
Mm-hmm.
because it was my thing. And I was eating healthy. I started counting my macros while being in Maldives. So that's how much I wanted probably to
Mm-hmm.
compete. And you can see it because I did not expect to win almost all of the, not almost all of the categories. I won in Indiana in August. Um, I expected to be top five.
Mm-hmm.
Like my goal was to be top five, top 10, so I could take 1 year to grow and to go to another competition.
Mm-hmm.
But I won all of them. So I was like, okay, I'm nationally qualified. I don't want to lose this chance. So now I have to grow. And that's how it started. And then I went to the next show, and every show was like bigger, 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 and bigger show just to have the
Yeah.
experience and to have the judges' responses and to know what I to do like in the future. And then I became sponsored. So it's just like it's crazy because if I've been in this industry um, for a year and a half, right? And I started my first prep in January last year, and look where
Mm-hmm.
I am now.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, that's amazing. That's an amazing like story to, to you have such drive to, to get there. And now you're essentially, you're on your way. Is it? And you're doing so well. Um, you know, it's always interesting, like when you don't expect, like you expect to do okay, you expect to do, um, you know, I'm okay. I'll do well. I think I can beat some people. And then you do really well. And then you're like, oh, I'm better than I thought I was, And so then it completely changes your mind. Now your goals are different. Now your goals are, like even further. You're like, okay, well, I'm so good. I can really do some damage, in this division, so yeah, that's exciting. I do understand your point. You talked about it a little bit earlier about finding the right coach, and I think that's a
Yes,
huge point to bring up for all competitors, but specifically for women because of the drug aspect of bodybuilding.
yes,
You really you really have to know what you're willing to do and not do and stick to that. And then the other thing is that you want a coach that's educated and, like you said, not pump you full of drugs. If you get the pro
yes,
card and then they make their name off of you, and you're left with the consequences of dealing with that. Because we don't have to get into the science, but
yes,
the
yes, yes.
but women are going to respond differently and have different consequences than men with those kind of performance enhancing drugs. So it's really important. Like sometimes women don't realize that. I was listening to a podcast with Dave Palumbo, and he was saying how he has girls, bikini girls, like come to him, and their last coaches put him on some very like hard bodybuilding drugs. And it's like, you're in bikini, you don't why would you even take that, but it's like they don't know any better, and they're just doing what their coach says. So
Yeah,
yeah.
also remember that some of the coaches making money out of it. So it's just
Mm-hmm.
it's a business for a lot of the coaches too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Yeah, for sure. So I mean,
unfortunately,
it sounds like you did the right thing. You knew what you were, you knew what you were willing and not willing to do, and you stuck with it. It's having, how can I say? I don't want, stubborn is not the right word. That's not the word I wanted to use, but it's just being like you said, maybe confident with your decisions. And I don't want to budge on this. Like, this is what I want to do, and this is not what I'm not willing to do. And we have to work with this, and so yeah, that's really, really important. What do you think, as far as like the bikini division now in the pros? Do you like the direction that it's going? Do you think the girls are, should be going a different direction? What kind of physique do you think they should be rewarding?
as you can see that every year they change.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot tell that criteria, but criteria are the same, but the bodies are changing.
Yeah.
And you can see that the old pros, like in the, like I would say, like from a year or 2 years ago, they look completely different this year because of the workout. They grow.
Mm-hmm.
So bikini now look more like between wellness. It's like between wellness now and between figure in the
Mm-hmm.
past. I would say
Mm-hmm.
like that. So it's not bad, not good. It's just different to me.
Yeah.
Um, but it just you just need to be careful with the drugs. I can tell you like, just the one thing because of that direction I don't like. Because of as more as like I can hear the voices behind the stage. Okay, so that's scaring me a lot because of I do love competing. I love competition. It's mental. It's physical. It's amazing. It's amazing feeling for you,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to be careful because of they sound some of them sound they sound scary, and that's a scary part of the bodybuilding bikini
Mm-hmm.
because of you know I love the proportions. I love the way how hard they are, but some of the preps not healthy, and probably because of the bodybuilding, is maybe bodybuilding is not for everyone. I can tell this, but at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, I feel like it needs to be a little bit more healthy.
Yeah. So, and it's interesting because no one would think bikini is a division that you would even be concerned with drugs, right? Like it's the division has this, this should have the smallest amount of muscle, right? Like compared to others,
Yes, yes,
it's more of like aesthetic physique, it's more
yes,
beauty, it's more like these things. So no one in their right mind, if you tell somebody outside like these girls are taking performance enhancing drugs, no one would believe you, but they are, right? And that's the scary part is getting, and because it appears that they're rewarding harder physiques, you're more likely to see women use more drugs to get that
yes.
kind of physique, right?
Every year, yes. And I
Yeah.
can tell, I can see everything. I can hear them, I can see them. It's scary. Um, some of them I can tell that they're natural and I can tell that they are soft, but it's hard to tell too, it's not, you cannot really tell 100% that maybe they in the
Mm-hmm.
past used to take a lot and now they stop, but they already messed up their voice.
Right, right, right.
Or like because of the drug abuse in the past. So I cannot tell exactly, but yeah, the direction that they're leaning, like towards the direction they're leaning now, it's scary. I
Yeah.
wish they can change it towards the. I mean, this year it was a little bit better. I can like Maureen, for example. If you're talking
Mm-hmm.
about Maureen, right?
Mm-hmm.
She was full, and I love the full look. How's or like Laurelie.
Mm-hmm.
They she was so lean on Arnold's, right? Not Arnold's, on Olympia. She
Mm-hmm.
was so lean, and then when she came to Arnold, she was already fuller.
Yeah.
So it gives you that feeling of the more feminine feeling, more like natural and feminine, even though you know that it might not be so natural, but but
Yeah.
um but it's different. It's different
Yeah.
from like
Yeah.
years ago. I can tell you like that. Yeah,
Yeah, it's everything is like you said, growing, changing. Everyone is getting, I think across all,
bigger,
yeah,
muscular.
yeah. I think across all divisions. I don't, it's not
Yes,
just bikini. It's like everyone is getting bigger. Everyone is
yes.
getting more muscular. You look at a division like men's was it physique or
Men's
men's
physique.
physique, where when they
Hmm.
started they were so small, compared, now they're huge, like
Oh, compared to now, it's
they're huge. And so
yes,
and that's a perfect example of that, that, and I think that's happening across all divisions. But the only way to change that is really, I believe, the judges have to reward different physiques. I mean, that's what it comes down to. I do agree. Maureen, I think she was a good Olympia choice.
yes.
I was at the Arnold, and I
Uh-huh.
was I was there watching, the competition, and I didn't. like I thought Laura Lee did great. I didn't know they were going to give it to her, but it does make it interesting. Now this year, you know, it's you have Laura Lee coming with winning the Arnold, beating Maureen, and so
Yes.
we'll see what happens, and who comes in how and how they're rewarded. But 100%, I think that who they reward is gonna adjust. The girls are gonna adjust to whoever's on top, and I think that's what they have to think about as judges for sure.
Yeah, what the judges always tell is that you need to look at the top four always, top four bikinis, because so they try to pick four different body types,
Mm-hmm.
so everybody can pick like your body,
That
like for
yeah.
example, I yeah their own body type and try to be like them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
So
Yeah,
that's what.
I never thought about that. That they're picking like different physiques in the first, like in the
Yes.
top four, top five. Interesting. Yeah, I'll have to look at that and see. Like now that you said that, I have to look and see. Yeah, that I mean that makes sense. That kind of does give everyone some
A chance,
a
right?
chance, right? I
Yes.
mean the only but the interesting thing about bikini is that it does feel like you unlike other divisions where you have Olympia champions staying there for multiple years, they're really, I think Ashley Kaltwasser won three, and I think that's the
Mm-hmm.
most anyone has won in
In the
bikini.
history, right?
Right,
Yes.
in the history of the division, which she's doing. I mean, she's not winning, but she's doing great still. Like she's still
Yes.
placing very well.
She's on top, always
Yeah,
on top.
always, yeah, always in the top five, maybe even, maybe even more, maybe even closer to the top. Yeah. So it's amazing to me that she can have this kind of longevity, but that's unique. Usually it's not like that. So, it's
Well, she made it her main job. She
mhm,
changed, like her life is based on the placement too right now.
mhm,
So everything is all around the competitions because of
yeah.
it, bodybuilding doesn't bring you much money.
Mhm,
Like this sport is an amazing sport, but most of the competitors are making money on the side.
mhm, mhm,
And they still making on the bodybuilding, like in this community, they still
right.
making money, but it's not the same much as you would, for example, like own your business or like making outside. So Ashley is a good example of like professional athlete to me because of she's sticking with this community. She's making money out of this community. She's staying there. She made it her own uh, profession.
Mhm,
She made it her entire life now. It depends on the bodybuilding.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So everything is all around the bodybuilding in her life, and this is amazing because of she plays it right away. She gets sponsors, photo shoots, like everything is all around the bodybuilding, and that's like really amazing. And I adore her. She's awesome.
Yeah, it's hard to do that. It's hard to do that. Like you said, in bodybuilding, most people have other jobs. Unless you're at the very, very top, it's very difficult to make a living. And if anything, it's a money draining sport, not a money
Yep.
making sport,
Nobody
and
make it.
so yeah, I get it. Yeah, so it is amazing that she can do that, and there's a few people that that are able to do that. And I wonder, you really have to like put everything into it. You have to just put your whole life into it, and hope you succeed. And some people do, and
Yes,
some
yes,
people don't.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's mental, as we spoke about mental part of the
Hmm.
business, mental part of the sport, right?
Hmm.
Of the bodybuilding, that it's becoming your second nature. And on
Yeah.
your prep, if you fail your prep, if your focus gets shifted, that's it. You
Yeah.
lose.
Yeah. No, very,
You
very
lose
true.
the show.
Very true. Um, so what are your so I guess I was going to ask you this, but I kind of already know the answer since we talked about like performance aids and drugs and everything. But you're not considering other divisions, are you? Or have you ever thought about like going into figure, going into another division, wellness or anything like that? Or no, you're gonna stick with bikini?
Did you see me?
I did. I did. I did. In the and norm
Well,
and normally I wouldn't, normally like I would look at somebody's physique and I'd be like, oh, well, they're so lean and long like you. And so like bikini is perfect. But I like to ask there's been because there's been times where like girls have one physique and you're like, oh, she's perfect for bikini. And then they start gaining like
Muscle.
massive muscle. So I'll give you a good example. I met Yarishna like 5 years ago or 6 years ago, whatever. I still have a picture. And I saw her this last Olympia or this last Arnold, and I talked to her for a minute and I showed her the picture that we took from like 5 years ago. And she was like, oh my goodness,
Oh my God, this is me.
I was so small. And it's like she was compared to now what she looks like to back
Yes.
then, it's like night and day. So that's why I ask, because sometimes
Oh,
people
okay.
do. Some people do
Um,
decide to go that route.
so I can tell you one thing that I love bikini.
Mm-hmm.
I love bikini so much. I want to stick with bikini. I don't have a goal to grow to the wellness. I'm naturally lean. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gaining muscles. I gained since um I would say since August last year until now, right? It's like 1 year. During the 1 year, I gained about 12 pounds of muscle.
Well, that's a lot. That's
Um,
a lot of muscle.
that's a lot, and yes, that's a lot, and I'm still missing a lot, um, but I'm on my way. I'm on my way. But anyway, no, I don't plan to go to another divisions. I want to be perfect in my division. I'm a perfectionist, and that's my
Mm.
unhealthy part of my mental
Yeah.
bodybuilding. So, um, I'm a perfectionist in everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know that I need to do it in a good way and to look exactly how I want it to look like,
Mm-hmm.
or I'm not gonna be happy with it.
No, no.
So,
Hey, that's a good way to be.
so that's like I have a goal, and yes, I want to stay in bikini. I want to grow in this um, sport
Mm-hmm.
and grow physically and mentally, and just to go on top. But I also love how bikini look like in real life. I love
Mm-hmm.
off-season body. I love prep body. I just feel myself so confident and nice. I have two different types of clothes in my closet for my off season and during season, like season and off season. And I love both honors. I would
Mm-hmm.
say like that. So I don't want to go too big. I don't want to go
Yeah.
to another division. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. No, I understand. I was gonna actually, so I don't know where I think you said this is first season, first call out and national show in Las Vegas. So I was gonna share this screen and you put up a little video. Let me see here. So this is in Las Vegas.
Yes.
Okay.
This is Las Vegas, and
Hmm.
I was so proud of the I yes, I'm so proud of this physique because of this is my perfect ending of the season to myself.
Hmm.
I was so happy with it.
Hmm. Okay, let me see. And that was the latest
This was the last show.
okay, that was the last show. Yeah. So what other like do you have like more shows planned or what's the next step for you?
So my next step, this year in March, I placed second in Masters on Arnold,
Hmm.
and it was I was actually I was going first on the prejudging. I was leading. Then they scored another girl 2 points higher than mine, so it was just a little like only
Yeah.
2 points difference. Um, the difference is that they wanted my legs to grow.
Hmm.
So my goal right now, I want to come back to Arnold's amateur. I want to go to Arnold's in March. Probably will depend on how I look because
Hmm.
right now I'm Sandy um, told me that I need to grow my shoulders and my legs. She didn't tell me anything about my glutes, and I was so happy about it. So So right now I'm working on those areas, and
Hmm.
I'm going until January, probably end of December, early January. So that's when I probably will start my prep for Arnold. But I'm not sure about it yet. We'll see.
Hmm.
We'll see how I look like. I'm trying to gain muscles right now. That's what my goal is,
Yeah.
and to come back to Arnold and to be in a better physique than this year.
Hmm.
But if I'm not ready yet, I'm gonna start from the summertime.
Hmm. So right now you're in your off season. You're just gonna put on muscle on your legs and shoulders, right? That's what you said.
Honestly, I'm putting them all over my body right now, but my focus is to grow like there because of for bikini, the glutes are so important,
Yeah.
and I was so happy with my glutes this year. But I also, when you grow your legs and shoulders, you need to grow also your glutes because so
Right.
everything needs to be proportional. So I
Right.
work
Right.
on the whole physique, but yeah, I focus mostly on my legs and my shoulders.
So when you grow, when you talk about growing, like growing your legs, growing your glutes, are you the how do you train? Are you a heavy lifter? Are you more volume?
Um, Now I'm gonna tell you a story about my coach because so that's that's a different story.
Uh-huh.
The way I train differently. My trainings are combined, but I use unique techniques for my glutes.
Hmm.
If you can see on that video, my physique, that my glutes are bigger than my legs.
Hmm. Okay.
And originally, I'm not like that. I wasn't like that before I started training, right? My glutes were wide, but they were flat from the side, if you look. So it's not, it wasn't my natural body shape.
Hmm.
And we grew them with my coach. So my coach he's famous, he's well known in Europe. He moved
Hmm.
to Chicago just recently. He's well known. He has a lot of the girls competing all around the world, and they were winning all over like Ukraine, Europe, in the different national championships and Arnold's like in
Hmm.
so many different championships because of the glutes.
What's his name?
His name is Andrei Simak.
Hmm.
He's gonna be on tagged on almost all of my videos with my glutes. So he helped me to grow my glutes because of he learned the techniques he's using. They're unique.
Hmm.
They're not basic techniques for isolation on the glutes.
Hmm.
When he works on the glutes, he does not engage the legs, so he
Okay.
can isolate only certain groups of the muscles on the glutes that needs to be growing. So
Hmm.
he's building your glute um, based on how you look, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Those techniques he learned from his friend, his mentor, who passed away unfortunately 2 years ago from the COVID.
Hmm. Okay.
Um, yes, his mentor. He was in Russia, and my coach Andrei, he traveled to him for a couple months, always been like spending a lot of times with him in Russia, just learning from him.
Hmm.
So
So he brought those techniques over.
techniques from him, yes,
Hmm.
and those techniques are completely different. He sometimes people don't know when I work out at the gym and they don't know what I do. They're making fun before they know it. They're like, "Oh my God, this girl
Yeah.
doesn't know what she does."
Yeah, I'm sure
So,
that's what I was gonna ask. I'm like, when people see you do these techniques that are not common where, in the States or where you train, I'm sure that people look and say, oh, well, like somebody needs to go and help her because she's not doing
oh yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
right
They
the right things.
they were coming to me when I was doing the leg curl, but I was doing the bridges, right? I was like
Mhm.
lifting it with my glutes, and they're like the guys, especially guys, always trying like to talk to me at the gym during their workouts, like to find a reason to talk. And especially it's like a perfect reason because they think I'm a blonde girl who doesn't know what she
Right.
does on the machine. They're trying to talk and they're like, oh, what is your name?
Yeah.
Like, I'm Anna. Like, what are you doing? Can I ask you? Because maybe you need some help. I'm like, no, I know what I do. I'm actually competing. I compete and I have a coach. So, oh, no, no. Okay, I'm sorry. I think you know what you do. But they don't understand anything, like,
Sure,
nothing.
sure.
The
Yeah.
techniques are so different. Yeah, so the techniques are focused on my glutes. They are different. They are not engaged in the legs and glades, on like sorry, legs.
Mm.
And the legs we engage separately. So we just
Mhm.
kind of working out on my glutes on a different days,
Yeah. Yeah.
separately from my legs.
Yeah. So that, I mean, that'll be exciting to, bring your work on what they, what they told you, and then come back and bring a better package, hopefully to the Arnold, like you
Yes,
said. Yeah.
yes, yes, yes. I'm so excited.
Yeah, that's a good that's a good show to do it at. Obviously, you want to be prepared. You want to be, make sure you have enough time and all that.
Yes,
but yeah, but it's a good show to display your physique. I mean, the Arnold it's exciting show. So
I love it. I love
yeah.
Arnold because they give you the time to
Hmm.
post. And
Yeah.
you see yourself. You see yourself when you post. I love it because when you post, when you stay in your back post, you actually see yourself at the screen.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
how to flex your glute during when you show your physique. I
Right.
love it so
Right.
much.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like the Arnold really caters to the bodybuilding culture. It's not just the competition. It's an experience. It's like it's the
Yes,
just going to the Arnold is like going to the Olympics. It's an
I
experience.
love it.
It's yeah,
Yes,
it's exciting. If I had, I mean, I love the Olympia and everything like that, and I love these other big shows, and they're great. But if somebody asked me what show should I go to, my answer is always the Arnold, because if you want to see good
everything.
bodybuilding, you want to see people excited about bodybuilding, you want to see different companies and sponsors and all these athletes and everything, and just walk away feeling good and feeling motivated to work out and train, that the Arnold is the way to go. That's where you want to be.
So far, my favorite show. I recommend everybody,
Yeah.
if your subscribers
Hmm.
are just decided where to go, like what show to try,
Hmm.
I always recommend to go to Arnold's because of Arnold's is one of the greatest experience in my life.
Yeah.
They even even the food they serve, like in your if you stay in a hotel that is sponsor the hotel who is a
Hmm.
sponsor of the show, they give you the menu to eat for
Yeah.
competitors.
Right.
Everything is amazing about Arnold's. The timing is amazing because of we started the show at the time when it's supposed to start. Like so, the show started, I believe, at 8 p.m. I was at the stage already at 8:30 or like
Yeah.
9.
Yeah.
Everything is organized. We do have pumping area is amazing because of they do have everything machines in there. I never seen machines on the pumping area,
Yeah. Yeah.
but Arnold has everything.
Yeah.
So
It's
I
they
highly
Yeah.
recommend.
Yeah, definitely cater to the competitors, and just like I said, that whole bodybuilding culture. I love it. It's an amazing show. I hope it continues to get better. I was planning to go to the Arnold um not the first, but the first year, like when the pandemic came out. It was I was ready to go, and like the day before, they said that there's not going to be an expo.
Yes,
They allowed the competitors to compete, but there wasn't going to be an audience, and there wasn't going to. And I was like, man. Before that, I haven't been to the Arnold for a few years, so I was very excited to go. But thankfully I went this last year, so I made up for it. So
so maybe we'll see you next year.
yeah, yeah. I'm hoping me and my wife will come. So, and we'll get to see each other in person. So yeah,
Yeah, sure.
yeah,
Bring your family. I
yeah,
will be happy to see you guys. But this is, yes, I want to go there because
yeah,
of that. based on the shows I went to, the compared to the national shows,
Yeah.
I love Arnold's. This is my favorite.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. Well, Anna, I really appreciate you coming on the show. We had great time. I don't want to take up any more of your time. I know you're very
Yeah, sure.
busy, thank you again.
Thank you too. It was
Yeah,
nice to hear you and nice to share with you. And I hope to see you at Arnold
yeah,
with
awesome,
your wife.
awesome. Yeah, absolutely. I was also going to ask if someone wanted to reach out to you, talk to you about like maybe competing or maybe get you on more podcasts. What would be the best way for them to do that?
To contact me,
Hmm.
they can always contact me through the Instagram that you just showed.
Okay,
To
awesome.
DM me. That's gonna be simple because I do have my I hired actually about the bodybuilder a year and a half at the gym. I hired PR manager now, so she's doing all of my promos and everything with the sponsor. She's dealing with
Uh-huh.
everything. But the best way to contact with me directly is just to DM me. I'm a simple person. I will be happy to respond to help and to support.
Awesome. Awesome. And guys, I'll link everything at the bottom to make it easier for you. And don't forget to like and subscribe this video. And Anna, again, thank you so much. And you have a great rest of the day.
Thank you.
All right, take care.
Thank you
Bye
so
bye.
much. Have a good
Bye
day.
bye.
Bye bye.